guys, so we're now on to our next apartment. Okay, so first thing that we're looking at, it's the bright hall. This one exterior, it's a very, very small bright hall, but as we enter through the main door, what we see is that here, as you enter, there's a very, very big opening, right? So the internal bright hall is quite big. Yeah, it's very, very big. This is a huge bonus. This is a very good thing when we look at the form feng shui of any apartment. Even if the outer one is small, compared to the apartment that we saw in the previous video, what we see here is an apartment which is much better because this is much easier, much bigger for the energy to accumulate. There is another thing that I really like. It's a little bit dark outside now, but you can see that here there's a forest and there's trees, and this is a very, very nice energy. I very much like it, and it's very quiet, it's very soothing, and you can really feel it on the inside. Okay, so this is very, very nice. This again is only forms feng shui, right? We haven't done any calculations yet. We look at the general structure, the overall structure, right? So this is a living area, dining area, and all that. One problem which we should remedy is that when we see from here, from the main door, yeah, if I go from the main door straight, yeah, what I do is I end up directly in this door. Okay, so there's a window, there's a door. So basically the problem with this is that the energy that is coming in is going to go straight out. Yeah, this is something that I don't like, and this symptom is this is going to manifest something like, there's a lot of money coming in, but a lot of money going out, right? So it basically you find it hard to keep it. But this is not a big problem because this is very easy to remedy. You can just put some curtains and keep this closed most of the time. So if you can't see very much outside, it's not a problem, yeah? And you can still keep this part open, yeah, because this is not directly aligned with the main door, yeah? The only problem is this where it is aligned with the main door. But this is easy to solve, yeah? So on the overall scale, this is a very nice thing, yeah? So the internal bright hall, this big space is very nice. Now moving on to the kitchen, what we look at is the stove and the sink. They're not facing each other, they're not aligned, yeah, they're not one next to another. So that's a good thing, because if they were, that would be causing some health problems. Okay, so now we move on into the bedrooms. Okay, so this bedroom has a problem. Okay, now the problem is from the outside. Again, we're at the stage in which we're just looking at the big stuff. We haven't gone into a detailed analysis yet. We're only looking from a bird's eye perspective, okay? But what I don't like about this is that if you follow me on the outside, what you see is a very big pole, which is very close and very visible, right there behind me. And the second thing that I don't like is that the side of that building is directly aligned with this door, which leads on to the bedroom, and it's directly aligned with the bed. Now, of course, we can move the bed, but the idea is that on the same sector, in the same area, in the same room, you have these two very strong negative parts of the feng shui that you would want to avoid. So that makes this particular room very difficult to use, right? So this I would not recommend to really use. Are there remedies for this? Yes, but the idea is that remedies only neutralize part of that problem. And the whole idea about choosing properties based on feng shui is to choose a property that already has good feng shui, because otherwise you can take any property and improve something. But when you talk about poles like this, or that side of the building cutting into this one, that's very, very difficult to remedy, right? So you don't want to buy something that's already broken, okay? So this is why we're doing this, okay? On this side, it's, again, the same the same structure that we see from the other room. It's very nice. So this is not a problem, this is very nice. But that part with the pole is something that I don't like at all. So from my point of view, in this room, the feng shui is quite bad and there's not much you can do about it. So now we're going to go into the second bedroom of this apartment and we're going to assess how this is. You might have noticed that the fact that I'm completely avoiding the bathrooms because the bathrooms are basically kind of irrelevant in the big scheme of things, right? So this one is okay, yeah? So the idea is that we see the same nice view, the same, view with trees, and there's a forest out there and everything is nice, and there's a very settled kind of atmosphere here. And the general form of the bedroom is nice. However, what you don't see is that on that side, actually from here I can see the lake. There's a very big lake directly behind. Okay, so the problem with the lake aligned with the bedroom is that is external water. Okay, so external water aligned with the bed is going to be kind of a clash, yeah, because water is yang in nature. Yang means active. Okay, where you have the bedroom, you want to be a chilled energy, a soothing yin kind of energy, not a yang energy. Okay, the problem is that if you do have a yang energy, that's going to affect the health, the quality of sleep, the quality of the relations, and that's not going to be very good. Okay, so that in the long run is going to be bad. Okay, I also care about whether, where exactly that water is going to be, because we need to pay attention to things like direct and indirect spirit and a whole lot of other things. But, you don't want to see this water aligned with the bedroom. This would be very good for an office, yeah? You want to work here? Yes, great. But the problem is, if you can't sleep in that bedroom and you need to work here, where can you sleep? In the living room. So this is a bit quirky, okay? So this is not an ideal apartment. Maybe it's workable, but I have my doubts. So the next step would be to actually go into the formulas, and the first step to do that is to look at the facing of the building, and from there we are going to start the whole calculation for this building and see what the flying stars are and all that. Yeah, that's a whole big chapter that we would go into, not in detail because we're not in the final analysis yet. We're only looking at the big stuff. Like, for example, we're going to look at what are the fixed flying stars on the main door or in the bedroom or in the kitchen and stuff like that. Okay, so now we're going to go on the outside and do some measurements. So I'm going to invite you to join me in the next video to see the outcome and see what we can do with this apartment. Okay, see you in the next video.